Good morning, guys. Today I am starting a Milky Way with multiple colored glitters, and this one's also going to get a design on it too. It's going to have leopard print, and I'm going to use a red, a black, and an opal. Epoxy finish, mix it up here really quick. Now remember, when you're doing this for the epoxy method for your glitter, you're not using that much epoxy. I mixed up 10 mLs, so 5 of each part, and this is on a 30-ounce curve. I don't think it's going to take this much. It shouldn't take this much, but one of the glitters I'm using is a little chunky, so I want to make sure that gets good coverage, because sometimes you can see your white base through it. And one of the glitters that I'm using is really fine, the black is, so I want to make sure that gets a little extra in there. So I made just a little bit extra for this one than I normally would, because of the glitters that I'm using and how they absorb into the epoxy. I guess that's what you could call it, absorb. Just make sure you get a nice coat and you cover your whole cup. Covered really well, right around your rim. Get your bottom really good too, because we always glitter our bottoms. Okay, now you can see when you get this far and you get your epoxy on the cup, you got some lines in your epoxy. The best way to get rid of those lines is you're going to want to use your heat gun and warm your epoxy up a little bit, and it'll help you get rid of those lines. So I'm going to do that quick. This all perfect up. Now, let's glove off. And I think the first color that I want to start with is, I think I'm going to start with my opal first. Make sure you have something under your cup to catch that excess glitter. I'm gonna have to angle this a little bit different so I can do it. Now when I do this, I'm actually gonna do it so my glitter isn't in a straight line. It's gonna wrap some. So I'm gonna start at the bottom, that spot like that, and you're gonna do it at an angle with your hand. And then work your way up the cup. Now I tend to make my lines a little bit thicker as they go to the top of the cup, because you're not going to use as much on the bottom of the cup as you're going to use on the top of the cup. So there's one line. Now I'm going to start a second one of the same color right about here. Now it's okay that it's, you know, it's spreading out some when you do this because it's going to help give a little bit of that ombre effect. Tap that off and get some of the excess off of there. This color is actually really gorgeous in person. It's an opal, and it's called Stardust. And this is another one that I get from Glitter Art Company. It's where I get 90% of my glitters. My next color I'm going to start with is the black. I'm going to do my red last. And on my black, I'm going to go follow the lines up, right up alongside of the Stardust. Now the red on this is going to be my main color because the red is where I'm going to put my design. Now you want to make sure also that none of your glitter looks wet. That's where you got a little extra epoxy and you want to add some more glitter to those spots. Hear my kid running around up there. So the bottom part I actually save and I glitter for last. It's time for the red. Now, all my red's going where everything else has not. Oh, this is gonna look gorgeous when it's done. See if I missed any spots where it needs a little bit extra or anything. Okay, so that looks glittered enough and I don't see any spots that look wet. So my next step is going to be the bottom. In order to do the bottom, I tip it up. And then right where I have a line of a certain color, I'll pop that in there. No, it's not gonna work this time. The whole bottom will be red, make it flow better. Yes, that'll be perfect. make sure when you get all your glitter on, you want to take and tap it, because that'll knock off all the excess. There, so I'm gonna let this sit for a couple of hours, probably 3, and then I will come back and do the flood coat. And when you do the flood coat, you want to make sure that you pour extra. For a 30-ounce cup, I normally do, I gotta look at my measure again. I do about 20 mLs of each, and that'll give me a nice thick coat. So make sure you do that. And then I will post a part 2 that goes with this when I get ready to do the flood coat and show you guys the flood coat. Make sure to hit subscribe on our page in order to get a notification when that one posts. Thank you guys.